Good morning, my friends. It is sunny and it is beautiful outside today. Now, I know you did not tune in to hear the weather forecast, so we'll get right into our verse for today. Before we do, I have a question for you. Do people know everything that you know? There's times when people will say to me, well, I know one thing for sure. Then I like to say, well, you better not tell me, then I'm going to know everything that you know. Well, that leads us up to the Bible verse for the day, which is found in Proverbs chapter 29 and verse number 11. It says, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. We want to focus on the wise man, but we want to make sure we don't forget about the foolish man. We have the example, and that example, of course, is the wise man. And so he's the one that we want to imitate. He's the one that we want to follow. But then we also have the example of the foolish person. And see, what we need to do, remember we talked about the Bible being a mirror. We want to make sure we do not resemble anything of the foolish man. You know, if you're a born-again believer, you are no fool. But, you know, sometimes we do foolish things, don't we? And here thy Bible verse tells us, a fool uttereth all his mind. That means everything comes out. He tells everything he knows, everything that he thinks, what he intends to do, what it is that he likes, what it is he loves. It seems like that's what's most important. He don't refrain from it. He don't hide it. He just makes sure he utters it out. I think one word in this verse really helps us out, and that's the last word that we find in this verse, and it says, a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. After what? Well, you know, sometimes I believe a fool utters all his mind when he gets upset. He talks about things that not only what he's upset about right now, but then he'll go back to other areas, maybe if it's with another person. And, well, you know what you did last week, last month, a couple years ago. And he just lets everything comes out. And then also, maybe it's not just when he gets upset. It could be when they're around other people. The person that's the center of attention. He gives his thoughts, gives their opinion, and that's the only opinion that matters. And the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 3, it says, and a fool's voice is known by the multitude of words. How much do you speak when you're in a group gathering? How much are you the one that's doing all the talking and sharing all your thoughts and all your opinions? And the Bible verse tells us there, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. He's the one that reserves his mind, his thoughts, and keeps things to himself. If he gets upset, he's in control where he doesn't speak his mind till afterwards, after he has calmed down, when he's had the time to think about what he is going to say, what he's upset about. Maybe he's also, maybe whenever he's around a group of people. Their philosophy would come from Proverbs chapter 1, verse 5. It says, a wise man will hear and will increase learning. And that's what the Bible tells us about over and over as we read through it. Someone once said, unsolicited advice is seldom heeded and often scorned. And that comes from the foolish person. You can give your thoughts and what you think, but you know what? It's not going to be heeded if it's not asked for. And it'll probably be laughed at later when you're not around. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 7, a time to keep silence and a time to speak. We need to know when those times to speak are. And that's where wisdom comes in. Psalms 39:1 says, I said, I shall take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle while the wicked is before me. And that word bridle there is actually means a muzzle. And what do you do with a muzzle? That's you keep your mouth shut. Okay? We have two ears and one mouth. I know you've heard this many times before. We need to listen twice as much as we speak. Proverbs 15:28, the heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things. We need to be able to learn to control our mouth and learn to think before we speak. Proverbs 10:19, in the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. 2 Timothy 2:16, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. You know, the more we speak, the more opportunity we have for sin to come out of our mouths. Let's take this Bible verse to heart today. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it till afterwards. And how can we do that? We need to be aware of it. That's when we say, Lord, would you help me control my tongue? Would you help me to speak when I'm supposed to speak and listen when I'm supposed to listen? Listen, the Holy Spirit will convict us, and he'll lead us and guide us and direct us if that is the desire of our heart. Well, you have a great day, my friend. It's Friday. Make sure you get into chapters 30 and 31 on Saturday and Sunday and let the Lord speak to your heart. And Lord willing, your church is opened up that you can attend and worship with other believers on Sunday. I know I'm looking forward to being at Harvest Baptist Church here in Hagerstown at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. Teenagers, looking forward to seeing you once again. Have a great day, my friend. Love you.